Hi everybody, this is the beginning of week 2 of the course, and just like I did last week, I wanted to preview some key moments of this coming week for you and let you know what you're going to be focused on this week and what to pay attention to. I also wanted to make some explicit connections between the topics and the readings we'll be studying this week with what we did last week. I think making those connections is important because we're trying to build on every previous week, every previous reading, and in this way increase our understanding and our proficiency with the topics of the course and get better at those topics. So, as you can see from the title of this page, the focus of this week is on genre and understanding the basics of genre theory. Before I tell you what we're going to be doing, I want to tell you why we're doing genre in this course. So, if you've heard the term genre, you know that it refers to a kind of something, a kind of writing, a kind of movies, a kind of music. So, for instance, the novel is a genre, the poem is a genre, a business letter is a genre, um, a resume is a genre. So, everything you write can be classified typically into some kind of a genre, professional writing genre or otherwise. Now, when lay people who don't study writing, closely talk about genre, they often understand that it has just to do with the form of writing. So, if I showed you a business letter or a resume and said this is a genre of business writing, you might say, okay, I know that because it looks like a resume. I know what a resume looks like, what it's supposed to look like, what it's supposed to sound like, and I know the form of that writing, and so I understand it as a genre of business writing. The form is very important, of course. However, as you will see, the readings this week that we will study will also emphasize that really the most important thing about genre is not the form, but the function. Genres are functions. Genres are ways for people to use different kinds of writing, different ways of organizing their writing in order to achieve purposes, goals, objectives, solve problems through writing. So when you think about genre, I want you to think first about function and purpose, and then think about form. I want you to think about form as something that comes out of a purpose. Okay? So the reason we're studying genre as part of this course is because genre is also closely connected to the ideas of rhetorical situations and the ideas of discourse communities. Different rhetorical situations demand the use of different genres. Okay? For instance, in the business writing context, if you are applying for a job, you would not submit a story, you would not submit a poem. You would submit usually a cover letter, an application form of some sort, and a resume. Those are the genres that are demanded by the situation. Those are the genres that people in this rhetorical situation expect to receive and to produce. Similarly, if you're writing a grant application, for example, which could be seen as another genre of business writing, grant applications look the way they do because the rhetorical situations they're functioning within and the problems they're trying to solve, getting money for a project, for example, demand that certain kinds of information be included in the application and that application be formatted in certain ways that are expected by the readers of that application. So again, thinking about genre, think about its connections to the rhetorical situation and discourse communities. Discourse communities, of course, use different genres to solve the problems and to function within themselves. So again, for instance, if you're thinking about something like a scientific article, the scientific discourse community expects the genre of the scientific article to look a certain way because it expects it to be able to solve certain problems or achieve certain goals. So function first, form second. Okay. The first reading of this week is a journal article about genre that asks us to reconsider the ways in which we think about genre. The second assignment of this week I will give you two examples of two articles that talk about how a well-known genre of business writing, the resume, changes and adapts to the differing requirements of the rhetorical situation and the medium in which those resumes are written and read. One is about intercultural resume writing, and you can kind of see how the different rhetorical situations across different cultures influence what the resume looks like, thus pushing to the fore the idea that function is first, form is second. And the second article is about the functioning of the resume in the web age, in the internet age. And again, you can kind of see from that article, I hope, that the resume has sustained some changes, some developments, some evolution due to the fact that very often these days they're being read and published and consumed in the web environment. So this week is about genre. Think about genre's function and form second. Think about the connections between genre and the rhetorical situation and the discourse community, and think about soon we're going to start applying all these theoretical ideas to a business writing environment, and you will be using these ideas, this knowledge, this understanding during your client project. Thank you very much, and I look forward to your contributions this week, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye.